Okay, this video is about solving quadratic equations. I hope students can print out the sheet that goes with it, the worksheet. If not, you can follow along and take notes. I hope you are taking notes because I will mark them. So you take notes on lined paper. So you have to fill in the worksheet even with this material and then submit it. So the title is on the top. So let's start off with the joke of the day. Okay, so here we go. The joke of the day for solving quadratic equations. Why shouldn't you let advanced math intimidate you? Well, because it's really easy as pie. It's really easy as pie. Okay, let's begin with what a quadratic equation is. And you have all this written down. Now, if you don't and you are copying online paper, then you can pause the video, okay, and add it. Okay, so exponent on the x is 2 with no other exponent higher. That's what makes a quadratic equation. Quadratic means equal. So an equation, an example, is x squared plus 5x plus 6 equals 0. So anything as long as the exponent is not higher than 2. So let's just draw 2 of them here. So let's go into my writing mode here up here. And I'll create 2 of them, and I'll circle the one that's quadratic and the one that isn't. Okay, so we'll do that, and we'll go x squared, okay, plus 3x minus 2 equals 0, and then we'll do maybe x squared plus 3x cubed. So with a little 3 on there, minus 5 equals 0. So I know it's a little bit difficult for me to write on the computer, but that's supposed to be a 3. The one that's quadratic is the first one because it has a squared. But if it's to the power of 3 or 4, then it's no longer a quadratic equation. Now, we've been looking at quadratic polynomials. So same as above, but there's no equal sign. So we've been factoring and looking at these type of quadratic polynomials. So those are known as quadratic polynomials. Okay, now you need to learn a new rule, which is the zero product rule. Now, if you multiply two values, if it's a and b, so if you multiply two values, say a and b, and they equal 0, then this has to be true. Either a has to equal 0 or b has to equal 0, or they both can equal 0. So either a equals 0 or b equals 0 or both equal 0. Okay, now we use this information to solve quadratic equations. By knowing that something in one bracket times something in another bracket equals 0, we can say that anything in that one bracket has to equal 0, anything in the other bracket has to equal 0. So like a equals 0 or b equals 0. So let's use that to solve the first one. So here, this could be a and this could be b. So either 3 equals 0 or x equals 0. So this one's quite obvious. This one, x has to equal 0. Okay, let's look at number 2. So either x has to equal 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. So here, either this bracket equals 0 or x minus 3 equals 0. So if x is equal to 0, looks like that. Or, and I better edit that, if you bring the 3 over to the other side, x can equal 3. So if x minus 3 equals 0 and bring the 3 to the other side, x equals 3. Okay, let's look at the next one. So you got 2x minus 5 and x plus 7. So if you have two brackets side by side and they equal 0, then either 2x minus 5 equals 0 or x plus 7 equals 0. So then we're going to bring that 5 to the other side and bring the 7 to the other side. So we're going to get 2x equal to 5. Or when we bring the 7 to the other side, you get x equals to negative 7, because when it crosses the equal sign, it changes sign. And then over here, if 2x equals 5, then we have to divide both sides by 2, and we get x equal to 5 over 2. So what I just did there, so if you didn't see what I just did there, I'll show you here with this nice marker with the red that I have here. So what I did is 2x equals 5. So whatever's in front of the x, I divide by 2 and I divide by 2. So I got x equaling to 5 over 2. Now it's quite common to like circle or box your answers so I can tell what they are. So you put a nice box around them at the end with the or symbol. Now, I want you to try this one. Pause the video, try this one out, and see if you get the right answer. Okay, hopefully you've paused the video and you've done it. So now I'll show you. So each bracket equals 0. Okay. Now you move down. Now you move the number across. So when the number comes across, it changes sign. So here it's a positive 7. So right over here, it's a positive 7. When it comes across, it becomes a negative 7. Here, when it's a negative 1, it becomes a 1. Don't forget to put the word or in the middle. Now here is your division. So I'll show you down here. If you got 3x equals negative 7, then you divide both sides by 3. So you get x equal to negative 7 over 3. Or here, if 2x equals 1, you divide both sides by 2. And you get x equal to 1 over 2 because you're dividing both sides by the same number. Okay, we've seen this before with the brackets, and I don't know if you remember, it's factoring. We've taken something and we factored it down. So here's what we're going to do. We have to create the brackets in this time. And you're like, oh, factoring again. I thought we were done with it. Well, there's a reason we reviewed it. We reviewed it so we can use it here now when we're solving for x. So here we're going to create the two brackets. Now this one is a sum and product. So you have to figure out what two numbers multiply to give you negative 21 and add. And they add to give you the other number. So let's just write it on the side here. So you got minus 21. If you can't find the numbers, you write 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 21 divided by 1 is negative 21. Negative 21 divided by 2 is like a decimal, like negative 10.5. Negative 21 divided by 3 is negative 7. Oh, I think those two work. 3 plus negative 7 is negative 4. So again, if you don't remember or you can't find the numbers, you have to do a little table on the side. So you get your two numbers and you put them here. You put x and x for this method, minus 7 plus 3. I just put them in the other order. It does not matter. Now, each bracket equals 0. So the 1, x minus 7 equals 0, or x plus 3 equals 0. And then you get x equal to 7 or x equal to negative 3. Okay. I want you to do this one on your own before I put the answer on. Again, it's another sum and product. Try it, pause the video and give it a shot, and then I'm going to put the answer. Okay, hopefully you have it done. You've paused it and you have it done. So here you set up the two brackets. X minus 4, x minus 5 equals 0. Minus 4 times negative 5 is 20, and they add to negative 9. Now you put each bracket equal to 0. And then you bring the 4 across and you bring the 5 across. And you have x equal to 4 or x equal to 5. We're going to continue this on the next video.